Welcome to Dr. Anime, and hello, I'm going to tell you about an anime series called Redo a Healer, Kafuku Jutsuchi no Yaranayoshi. After awakening from a dream, Kiru, a healer, informs Anna, her guardian, that she wants to vanquish the Demon King. He is given magical eyes by an angel that enable him to view the entire cosmos at night. Features a flashback of a legendary fight between a demon deity and a group of magicians. Using Thor's hammer, warrior leader Fleur Geral battles shadowy demons, but her team is no match for the powerful demon ruler. Next, Kiru appears to be working as a witch healer. However, we find out that he is treated like a slave and that this is his last attempt at rebellion. He breaks free from the demon's shadow and battles enormous monsters with his healing abilities. At last, Yaru confronts the demon and vanquishes it. But after learning of a plot against the Sorcerer's Stone, he resolves to use his magical charm to bring about global healing. When Fleur tries to attack Kiru, she utilizes diamonds to travel back in time. After realizing everything, Kiru chooses to offend Fleur and his troops in order to bring his dreams to life. The following day, Fleur visits El Village with the intention of bringing Kiru and other new personalities. He is brought to the Imperial Palace as anticipated, where he is given the title Kiru Yushin. His newfound fame among his pals leads to his meeting with the swordsman Kureza, who aids with his hand regaining. Kiru prepares for retaliation while tending to injured soldiers and absorbs their powers in the process. Kiru takes advantage of King Frum's nighttime departure with his bodyguards to break out of prison, but Fleur escapes and is taken prisoner by Leonard, a soldier. Leonard accepts the evil princess's invitation to her secret residence, only to discover that she is really Kiaru masquerading as her. He describes how he insulted Fleur by switching faces with Leonard and then snapping his fingers. As they play games, Kiru gets really vengeful. He's now had a change of heart. To enslave Fleur and wipe out her memory, they changed her face. Kiru chooses to go see the Demon King the following morning in order to find out more about him. She then introduces herself to Fleur as Freya. He goes on to identify himself as Kiarga. The merchant brings him to the injured after being dissatisfied with what he initially observed. He encounters Setsuna, an Ice Wolf Clan nun. There, Iru, who can live all of Sunawa's memories in Mount Kiari, senses her desire for vengeance and chooses to save her. He finds out that the Daryl Kingdom's terrible forces had devastated his town. As a component of a grand scheme to dominate the slave trade, Kiaru and Fleur decide to concentrate on their magic weapons after striking another deal with Goldman. After they go back to recover Setsuna, she beats Kiaru for kissing her. After launching rockets to capture food, he assaults Satsuna. However, he captures her with ease and offers her powers in exchange for her swearing to be his slave. He amplifies the potency of his skill and fortifies her with his essence. When the three of them get in Satsuna's village at night, they discover that mercenaries have attacked Satsuna's Ice Wolf. While Fleur utilizes his level 5 Flame Star to decimate the troops, Kiaru unleashes the strength of his legendary sword to vanquish the enemy soldiers. The surviving are then ruthlessly murdered by Satsuna and her werewolves, and Kiaru makes you realize how kind and amiable Fleur is. Satsuna celebrates her victory by gazing upon the red moon, while Kiaru spots a spring of deadly water. Giving Satsuna an option, he chooses to cure the water rather than murder everyone. He now gives the master his real name and makes a lifelong commitment. But when he and his old harem come across Karaha, she swings a sword at them. He calms Fleur and enrages Kiru despite the girl's best efforts to reason with him. Ka fights fiercely, but Kiaru mocks him, smashes the blade, and plays practical jokes on him. Karaha was able to assault Kiaru, nevertheless, because it was part of her plan to use her powers on him directly. Kiaru takes Karaha to an inn after defeating her, where he informs her of the king's deception. Kira convinces Lightning that Kiaru saved her from the lock when she returns with her original face. Karaha tells our heroes the following day of his intended demise at the Colosseum. Then he talks about how Norn Kiaru was worried because no one else witnessed his desires when he was a slave. When Kiaru returns to the Colosseum the following day, the king has just finished speaking before executing the villagers. Luckily, he comes clean before doing any harm. Although Kiaru nurtures animosity, troops attack her and make fun of her adversaries. After dispatching the first wave of adversaries with ease, he shares his personal victim narrative with the entire audience. But in order to stop Kiru, the evil monarch keeps murdering defenseless villagers and employs sorcery. Thankfully, he used his original visage to call the eruption projection, which revealed all the atrocities of the Diral Kingdom. He then let off an enormous starburst to demonstrate his identity. After that, they rise up in rebellion against the kingdom's populace, and Kiru and the young boy manage to flee. The people rose up during this time and slaughtered the monarch and his soldiers. Upon their return, our heroes resolve to visit Veronica's town and request Kiru to remain behind in order to obtain additional information regarding the North. In the meantime, John, the slave, and the evil sisters are preparing to take on the adversary. Kiru constructs a headquarters to use against Flair's army following a furious night. Unexpectedly, Ava Rise, a female, enters the pub and takes a seat next to them. Eru shoots him because, in a past life, she recognized him as a demon, but she chooses to be cool today. He soon exposes that the demon king he encounters is a member of the Blackwing clan, but finds out that the feudal ruler has put him on the blacklist. The bar is suddenly raided, and Ava gets shot and unconscious. He murders a demon slayer after persuading the queen to hire him, then makes off with the girls aboard a kidnapping. Talk to Ava later on, and listen to her when she describes herself as a hero. In any case, he suggests a collaboration in order for her to resurrect as the Demon King. Ava first objects to him, but she gives it some time when he offers to assist her in saving her clan's survival. He wakes up awkwardly with Kiru and the girls the following morning. He gives Kiru soup and gets taunted by others because he is simple. Afterwards, Eve informs her new partner about Galadrius, a bird whose wings have the power to completely demolish cities. Yaru is overjoyed to hear this and resolves to go to court in order to track out the monster. With ease, he accepts it and gets a gift for the girls. While Kiru departs with Setsuna to tend to the assassin who is still alive, Ava chooses to leave the room in order to prevent another awkward situation. The demons are easily defeated, and they are trapped to make them learn a lesson. Kiru later discovered a pleasant motel with considerably better beds. She goes shopping the next day after taunting Eve with the girls once more. He wakes up awkwardly with Kiru and the girls the following morning. Kiru's skills impress Carmen, the saleswoman, who gives her a discount, and they end up becoming friends. However, Kiru is alerted when Norrin Blade enters the city. Kiara transforms into a woman because she refuses to use the girls as bait for the blades. Seeing him so adorable and working for Eve makes the girls go crazy. After applying cosmetics to Kiara, Fleur starts the assignment. He is ambushed by some shadow thugs along the way, but they are quickly subdued. She now proceeds to the bar, where Blade appears shortly after and begins to flirt with her. Kiara is not impressed when he plays with her after luring her with a mystical potion. However, the father of one of Blade's victims put an end to them. Thus, Kiaru awakens and engages in a pitched combat with him. Blade starts to fight back, controlling Kiaru and subduing himself with the legendary blade Ragnarok. Eventually, our hero gets captured by the llama and is sent to prison. However, that was also a part of his plan, and he uses poison darts to paralyze the blade. Kiaru draws Blade into a similar trap as the one he laid with Leonard after discovering the victim is a man and discovering Norton's plan to utilize his powers to attack the city in 3 days. While playing one of her insane games, he mistreats her and gets devoured by zombies. Then, our hero's blade, Ragnarok's, changes into a mystical ball that he carries. The following day, Karam sees Carmen, but before that, she runs into Hoki, who extends an offer to her. Kiara is taken aback by Hawkeye's aura and discovers that he is a dangerous assassin, dismissing him with grace. After eventually absorbing the scripture's power, Kiara realizes that he will require a supernatural weapon in order to vanquish the skilled assassin. It turns into George's immortality granting holy armor. Kiara loves hanging out with the girls since he is so happy with his newfound powers. That evening, North Veronica declares to the populace her intention to exterminate every demon residing in this area. He exploits the fact that people are attacking his guards as justification to assault everyone in his path. Since he has lost his soul buddy, Kiara is even more upset by the news that Kanan is now a victim. To Norton's army, the powerful heroes display their new abilities and effortlessly vanquish them. This is announced by Norton, and another projection shows Flare. The soldiers are instructed by him to give up their weapons and live in peace with the devil. When things don't go as planned, the army gives up on trying to save their princess. Kiara takes advantage of this to assault the Norton, but Hawkeye intervenes. Although the fight is hard, our hero will eventually use his might and holy armor to vanquish his opponents. Norman is abducted by the unstoppable Yuru, who ties him up. She pleads for her life as he starts to chastise her for killing Carmen. However, he also brings up the village record. Having no other option, neither accepts to play one of Kiaro's bizarre games, but they lose handily. Consequently, he transforms her into Eli, a girl, who portrays her younger sister, her love interest. The following day, Hiroha pays our heroes a visit to learn more about what transpired. Following an elegant gathering with a brand new harem, Yaru visits Anna's tomb to purchase and imprison an additional raptor. He resumes his trip after recalling why he wanted to exact revenge on Bullet. I hope you found the video entertaining. Please subscribe, like, and share. To view more replays similar to this one, click the notification bell button.